Hi everyone, this is Shen. The theme of my design today is evolution, which is related to my reading. Let's start with the site analysis. 3 axes. The main axis is on Simon Street, but the building is not obvious. Another one is linked to the main garden. The third axis is connected to the parking lot. The original building is good, but the labs are fire risky, so the structure cannot be further used, and the big lecture halls cannot be turned into labs. Considering the block of sunshine, I calculated the impact. Muscatine allowed archi students still shine in the sun in winter. A tutorial building should have some openness. Considering security, I opened the bottom area to campers. The public and the students are divided in the lobby, and the upper part is specific to the biology people. Cargo has separated access. My design started with encouraging more communication. The lack of motivation was the main problem, as users prefer spend most time in a single floor. Then I cut the mass to reduce the impact, and added the roof gardens, encouraged people to walk out from labs and breathe fresh air. Then I explored the method of representing different functions in different forms. In the middle term report, I thought there were too many arcs. That's weird, as I had never used too many glass curtains before. So I decided to find the answer and rethink why there is doubt about arcs. The arc has a long history. While newly built buildings of a university all used glass curtains with metal. I think people have a certain potential association with form and function. The labs remind people the future, while arc represents classical form. Contradiction arises here. Therefore, I use arcs for public spaces, meeting with its starting point of creating larger spaces without columns. And the research area has glass facade, making the labs more spacious. In terms of facade shaping, I want to establish a unique identity while coordinating with surroundings. The new biology building should be a landmark on the campus, showing people the infinite possibilities of biology majors. The arc is undoubtedly the main element from human perspective. Regarding the curtain wall, I tried double-layer ventilation glass at first, but I thought such method would be no different from the enemy's glass box. Too many buildings are similar and can only be distinguished by a few differences right now. Therefore, I chose to use PV glasses with gradient changing cells, which help both shading and power saving. Step down from Simon Street. I make building obvious at first sight to impress the visitors. After entering the lobby, the cave on the left is a good rest place and is connected to the breakout space of the engineering building. Passing the reception, people will be guided by steps to the underground floor. On the right hand is the self-study area. The hall has movable steps. Staff can change combinations according to different occasions, such as leisure, performance, book fair, or biology exhibition. The steps remind people of the original lecture hall and evoke the memories of the former studying time. I rebuilt the architecture library on this floor so that students do not have to travel far across the campus to study. The original main garden is very popular. Many events are held here, but the relationship between plants and people is spread. I want to bring people closer to nature by the tree table garden. Tall trees shade the hot sunshine, and the flowers become nature decorations. This is the main breakout space equipped with kitchen. Sitting by the window, you can enjoy the view of the beautiful county yard outside. During the mealtime, this area will definitely become a very popular place. The biology library is located on the first floor and ensures the biology students are the dominant users of the building. All public spaces are built under the premise of not affect the biology researchers. The indoor form of bookcase promenade sites pass through the halls, forming interesting plays. At the same time, the self-study area of the library is arranged on the east side, away from hustle and bustle, so that students can immerse themselves in reading. This is all the part that is open to the public. All students on campus can access this area. Apart from biology students, the main user groups are architecture students who like a public space. The grand stair is not only the only way of visitors, but also provides a place of public to study or wait for a short time. Although people without a security card cannot enter the main garden, here they can also see the 3D artworks and enjoy the space. In the main atrium, there are holographic animals. The virtual sculpture is called evolution. The double helix staircases linked with blue lines, symbolizing the DNA. The idea comes from the evolution of species, from marine life at the bottom to mammal in the middle, birds fly at the top. The old lecture hall was a very interesting space, which has concentrated on the teacher. The skylight from above gently covered the whole classroom. All students who ever been there would have such a place memory. In order to preserve such a place spirit, I used the arc as main element to shape the new lecture hall in the same way. The matte U-shaped glasses provide a mild indoor brightness. The hazard vision keeps the indoor and outdoor activities from affecting each other. The concrete arc creates a large-scale public space without columns and gives visitors a deep impression. The layout of the tutorial lab is the same as what we saw in the Thomas building, also equipped with a preparation room and storage. Students close to teacher can directly watch the teacher's explanation. Others can learn through the computer. There are closed labs for PhD students, and open labs are for undergraduates or masters to complete their papers. You still need ID card to enter the lab area. It is next to the computer space, which is convenient for students to record data and provides them the opportunity to communicate. There are single offices for professors who require privacy, so I used the same U-shaped glass. The north-facing lab is mainly for subjects which can partly receive natural light, such as zoology based on animal experiments and evolution based on simple research. The experiment desks are far from the actual sunlight-affected area. Each experimental area has its own storage room and a preparation area nearby. The transparent glass curtain wall allows sunlight to peer over the room. The meeting room uses a large panel of glass which can be switched between transparent and opaque. All the researchers can enjoy the scenery outside and relax their mind. On the roof, I designed a bright orange walkway to connect different heights. The biology people spend most of the day in labs, so I think they need moderate exercise. A walkway on the roof allows them to breathe the fresh air and take a walk in the garden at any time. The greenhouse on the roof is for plant researchers planting experimental samples. I designed it as a large space, but can also be divided into many independent small rooms. The top glass can be opened to avoid excessive temperatures in hot summer. You can plant beautiful flowers or delicious vegetables on roof, but if you prefer to save energy, roof gardens can be placed by solar panels. Only two roofs close to the main streamline are designed as the roof breakout space, make people more concentrated and easy to communicate. Since Auckland is windy and rainy, bad weather may limit the use of these rooftops space, but I believe that it will be a good social place. You may enjoy the barbecue here in a summer evening and staring at the starry sky. Back to the title, first of all, evolution is a symbol for all the biology students and teachers. establishing a connection with the space by the objects they are familiar with. This is shared images and basic motions connected with buildings that Prisma had said. Materials are constantly evolving, from the earliest natural materials to artificial ones. People are more willing to believe those materials that are consistent with seeing and touching. In the design, I mainly choose wood and concrete, because these two materials can directly reflect the connection between vision and touching. Seeing is believing, but feeling is the truth. Campus openness gradually improved. The university campus is no longer a closed ivory tower, but an open and free place to feed back to the community. Different people gather here and different opinions will spawn new ideas. The brainstorms lay the foundation for the further evolution of mankind. Building school is not just a new start for a single union building, but also a vitality source for society. Of course, the old building has also undergone evolution. Although I demolished the old library, I reshaped the key skins and retained its place spirit. From lecture hall to archi building, people will find marks of old building in a new one. This is not a completely push down. Instead, I try to find the place spirit and transform it with design method, evoking the memory of the past experience. In the end, from the burst to the arc to large-scale use of glass curtain walls, our contemporary architects are riding the tide of architectural evolution. In the wave of post-modernism, we rethink everything we used to be used to. Lessons can be learned from history. It is that what we learned from the past that help us explore where we are going. Thank you for listening and wish you a good day.